Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the absolute strongest Pokemon according to lore. Number 30, Meloetta. Normal type or not, this 5th generation mythical Pokemon is bound to put you to sleep, whether by singing you a lullaby or knocking you out, whichever comes first. In her aria form, Meloetta hums a tune that can supposedly control the emotions of those around her, even if they're other legendaries. It's fitting then that Meloetta is currently the only Pokemon capable of learning the move Relic Song. With one note from her signature attack, she transforms into her pirouette form, trading perfect pitch for high-damaging dance moves.
Wow, close combat!
Awesome!
No matter which version you run into, Meloetta clearly isn't someone you should underestimate. Number 29, Jirachi. When it comes to the best Pokemon out there, it's hard to compete with a partner that literally grants wishes.
It came true!
Way to go, Girachi!
That's right, Jirachi doesn't just look like a shooting star, he is one. Rest assured though, this mythical is much more than a one-note genie. Jirachi's dual steel psychic type makes him an incredibly versatile unit on the front line. After all, it naturally resists half of all Pokemon types. Pair that with an extremely powerful learn set including Double Edge and Doom Desire, then you won't need to wish for a stronger team. Jirachi's got you covered all on his own. Number 28, Celebi. Time is a fickle thing, unless of course you're Celebi, one of the actual guardians of time. As the voice of the forest, Celebi is often seen protecting nature from those who would do it harm. And although it looks puny, this grass fairy can throw a mean punch, or rather a psychic. The real kicker is that it doesn't even need to win any fights itself. Like we saw in Pokemon Forever, if Celebi's in danger, it can do a quick jog through space-time until it finds a trainer who can help. If you think about it, losing to Celebi is literally just a matter of time. Number 27, Mew. When you think of Mew, you probably imagine it being small, pink, and adorable. But beyond its simplistic design lies a Pokemon with near infinite fighting potential. See, in the games, Mew has the rare ability to learn almost every single TM and tutor move. For the uninitiated, that means you can run into a Mew that uses every single type of attack. Even by legendary standards, that kind of firepower is practically unfair. Throw in Mew's high base stat total, and it's no wonder it remains one of the most impressive mythicals in the whole dex. Number 26, the Forces of Nature. There's a storm brewing, and they go by the name of Thunderous, Landorus, and Tornadus. Unovan stories say these three Pokemon have been fighting since the dawn of time, wreaking all kinds of havoc on the region in the process. Based on their brief but memorable appearance in the anime, we believe it. Don't think you're safe in another region either. They've also been spotted in Hisui, where a fourth force, Enamorous, joined the conflict. If even half of these stories are true, you're gonna want to stay clear when these four pick up the fight again. Number 25, the legendary birds. Does your team need some more heat? Maybe a chilly flying type? Or how about a bird guaranteed to stun opponents? Whatever you require, Kanto's legendary birds have you covered. In a fight, their versatile typings are only one-upped by their incredible resume. Historians often credit Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos for creating oceans, streams, and currents across Kanto. As such, the birds are supposed to serve under the guardian of the sea, Lugia. But if history is any indication, the elemental legendaries can stand up to their boss when needed. There's not many Pokemon who could survive being fried, frozen, and shocked all at once. Number 24, Volcanion. Half water and half fire type, this steam Pokemon is much more than hot air. To start, Volcanion expels gas at such a high velocity, it can break apart whole mountains. And that's just when it's blowing off steam. As if that's not imposing enough, wait till Volcanion gets serious. That's when its signature move, Steam Eruption, comes out to play. The ring on Volcanion's back turns into two conveniently sized cannons, and, well, you can probably guess where it goes from there. Believe us when we say, you really don't want to be on the wrong side of a fight with this legendary.
I'm going out with a bang. Time to blast!
Number 23, Koraidon and Miraidon. For most of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, you'll be traversing the Paldea region on the back of one of these box art legendaries. But their usefulness doesn't stop when you enter a battle. Quite the opposite, actually. Koraidon and Miraidon have signature abilities that automatically trigger field effects and buff one of their stats. In layman's terms, you don't even need to set up with these two to win a fight. Just the act of sending one out is enough to sweep most trainers handily. Don't even get us started on their trademark moves, Collision Course, and Electro Drift. Odds are your Pokemon won't live long enough to see them anyway. Number 22, Calyrex. You know you've made it when they give you a sick nickname. Thankfully, Galar folklore calls Calyrex the King of Bountiful Harvests for a very good reason. After fusing into one of two forms, Calyrex gains either an Ice or Ghost typing, along with a massive stat buff. For instance, the upgraded Shadow Rider Calyrex has the highest base speed of any Ghost-type Pokemon ever, legendaries included. Since each form also comes with an insanely powerful special move, it's not uncommon to see Calyrex wreck a team before it even gets a chance to fight back. It's quick, lethal, and adaptable. What more could you ask for? Number 21, Terrapagos. If you thought terrestrialized Pokemon were tough, many believe this legendary invented the phenomenon. As you can imagine, type effectiveness is really more of a loose guideline when you're fighting Terrapagos. At full HP, its unique ability lets it resist every single move, from normal to fire to ghost and beyond. It also has an exclusive Terraform that turns it into a Stellar type, aka nullifying all of its weaknesses. But wait, there's more! We'd be remiss not to mention Terra Starstorm, Terrapagos' busted signature move. Take it all in, you'll only see it once before the match is over. Number 20, Regigigas. At first glance, you may shrug off this normal type Pokemon due to its funky design, but the fact that it's the creator of the legendary Titans, who are powerful Pokemon in their own right, proves just how big of a deal Regigigas is. Not only is it the creator of these Pokemon, but it can also control them against their will, even if they have been captured by a Pokemon trainer. It can survive insane temperatures, both hot and cold, and according to Sinnoh legend, this colossal Pokemon had enough strength to move entire continents. Number 19, Darkrai.
Darkrai, the pitch-black Pokemon. Darkrai can cause people and Pokemon to have nightmares.
Darkrai sounds kind of scary.
It'd be in your best interest not to fall asleep around this Pokemon. One of the two Masters of Dreams, Darkrai has dominion over nightmares and darkness, as if its name didn't give it away. Causing endless night terrors to any dream it enters, he's practically the boogeyman of the Pokemon world.
Legend has it that on a moonless night, Darkrai will lure people to sleep and unleash nightmares upon them.
Of course, he may not really want to wait for his opponent to doze off, so with its signature Dark Void, he can send multiple targets into the dreamscape instantly. From there, with his ability Bad Dreams, he feeds on their nightmares.
Darkrai?
Afraid so!
Number 18, Hoopa.
Hoopa will tell our story now. Don't be angry.
Don't let its diminutive size fool you. This psychic ghost legendary has incredible power, even in its confined state. Using its rings, it is able to manipulate and distort space, transporting people and Pokemon alike across the world, and even dimensions. Of course, its rings aren't just used for transportation, as it can use Hyperspace Hole to deal damage to its enemies, bypassing any evasion boosts, including Protect. Doubtlessly, its true power isn't unveiled until it achieves its unbound form, when exposed to the prison bottle item, transforming into a giant capable of even greater power. Number 17, Deoxys. It would seem Earth isn't the only place in the universe where monsters inhabit, as is the case with the alien Pokemon Deoxys. A psychic-type Pokemon, this strange alien creature was one of the first to be able to transform into various other forms, drastically increasing various stats, speed, defense, or attack, but lowering others as a trade-off. Along with its malleable body, Deoxys has shown to be able to regenerate quickly from most damage, even regrowing limbs during battle, making it nearly unstoppable. Number 16, Mega Latios and Mega Latias. The Eon duo of Hoenn are formidable Pokemon in their original forms, but their Mega forms make them just that much more badass. These two dragon psychic types also possess incredible intelligence, which allows them to understand human speech and communicate telepathically. They both already possessed some unique attacks, such as a Luster Pidge for Latios and Mist Ball for Latias, but now they've got the overpowered stats to go with them. Number 15, Zekrom and Reshiram. Darkness and light, truth and ideals, yin and yang, both can be attributed to the dragons Reshiram and Zekrom. Legends say they were once one large dragon Pokemon, splitting itself into two during a quarrel, both embodying the opposite values of the other. Their power is equal in measure, and both share similar abilities, allowing all their moves to be unaffected by their opponent's abilities and making them extremely versatile regardless of type differences. Just keep them away from Kyurem and DNA splicers, unless you want even more untold destructive power. Number 14, Lugia and Ho-Oh. Lugia and Ho-Oh aren't just masters of the seas and skies, they also are the masters of their own legendary trios. Lugia, the master over the legendary birds, and Ho-Oh presiding over the legendary beasts. While they may not have godlike space or time powers, that doesn't make these two birds any less legendary. Keeping in line with their symbolic nature, they also are opposites in stats, with Lugia possessing outstanding defense and speed, while Ho-Oh has devastating attack stats. This, along with Lugia's Aeroblast and Ho-Oh's Sacred Fire moves, allow them to come out on top as legendaries. Number 13, Zacian and Zamazenta. These two heroes of legend are known as the protectors of the Galar region due to their involvement in the legend known as the Darkest Day.
The one with the sword in its mouth is Zacian, and it says the one holding up the shield is Zamazenta?
Some 3,000 years ago, the Galar region was invaded by the powerful Eternatus, who began to absorb all of its energy. All hope was lost until the legendary duo Zacian and Zamazenta were somehow able to fend off Eternatus with their Hero of Many Battles form and bring peace to the Galar region. Number 12, Kyurem.
Is that all you've got, sword? Justice.
Few Pokemon strike terror into their opponents' hearts quite like Kyurem. According to legend, Kyurem is actually an extraterrestrial Pokemon, which would perhaps explain its dislike for humans and other Pokemon alike. The use of DNA splicers alongside Reshiram or Zekrom allows it to become the more destructive white or black Kyurem respectively. Kyurem is also the only Pokemon who can learn Glaciate, an ice-type attack that it creates from freezing the energy it generates within its body. Number 11, Xerneas and Yveltal. Both Pokemon embody the avatars of life and death respectively, with Xerneas able to grant immortality, while Yveltal can absorb the life force of anything around it. To make things even more frightening, both possess abilities which increase their type's damage, as well as any other Pokemon on the field to share that type. Death isn't explored often in the Pokemon universe, but these two bring it in heavy.
It's because of Xerneas that I am here today.
Number 10, Solgaleo and Lunala. These two legendaries won't be going back into the bag anytime soon. One of the grandest evolutions, and the only legendaries with an evolution chain, the little ball of galactic smoke, Cosmog, transforms into one of two mighty forms, depending on your universe. With their ability to open wormholes to alternate universes, including Ultraspace. Little else is known about these two, but one thing's for certain, they can surely last in a fight. Number 9, Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon. Pulling these two apart is just about impossible. As 2/3 of the Weather Trio, Kyogre and Groudon both possess immense power when it comes to their respective realms of the sea and land. Once they're in their primal forms, however, these two Leviathans become godlike in terms of power and ferocity. While Primal Groudon creates new bodies of land with every step it takes, Primal Kyogre expands the sea, an appropriate metaphor for the seemingly never-ending conflict. These two continue to remain neck and neck in their private war that has no end in sight. Number 8, Mega Mewtwo. As if Mewtwo hadn't already cemented its legend, not one but two versions of Mega Mewtwo were created for the 6th generation. Mega Mewtwo X is a larger, more intimidating presence, while Mega Mewtwo Y is smaller and possesses astonishing speed. Naturally, both Mega versions boast even greater psychic powers than their original form, which is exemplified in their signature attack, Psy Strike. These attributes make Mega Mewtwo nigh invincible in a battle of brain power, and since brains tend to triumph over brawn, Mega Mewtwo is an opponent any trainer should fear in battle.
I have only one choice. To go where no one else exists.
Number 7. Mega Rayquaza. The final third of the Weather Trio, Rayquaza is the master of the skies and serves as the balancing force that keeps its counterparts Groudon and Kyogre in check. Once in its mighty Mega form, the particles that stream from Rayquaza's jaw allow it to manipulate the air around it, and by extension, the very weather itself. A handy skill in any situation. In addition to its trademark move, Dragon Ascent, Mega Rayquaza can also perform feats of speed, which liken it more to a meteor than a living creature. Number 6. Zygarde. Zygarde is distinguished by having 3 unique forms instead of evolutions. Despite all maintaining its dragon ground type, Zygarde's 3 forms share few common features aside from their black and green color scheme. All 3 possess their own unique abilities and battle tactics, with the form best equipped to deal with the specific challenge undertaking it. But of course, none of these compare to its 100% form, the result of all its spread cells coming together and forming a total beast. Number 5. Palkia and Dialga. Warping through space is one thing, but power over all space and time is even better. Part of the legendary creation trio, these 2 dragon Pokemon command space and time respectively. Although they hold immense power, the 2 reside in separate dimensions, maintaining the balance of space and time in the universe, though still at odds with one another. Easily angered, it's a wonder why anyone would think doing battle and capturing them would be a good idea. Number 4. Giratina.
It's Giratina!
The 3rd dragon in the creation trio, Giratina is the ruler of an alternate world known as the Distortion World, representing a darker, reverse version of our own world. Supposedly banished there for its violent nature, Giratina has accepted its new role, but still harbors a grudge to those who banished it. Living in its dark world seems to have taught it a few sneaky tricks, such as its signature move, Shadow Force, in which Giratina is able to sneak past Pokemon's defenses by completely vanishing, then suddenly striking for massive damage. Number 3. Eternamax Eternatus. As we mentioned in our previous entry, Eternatus is a powerful Pokemon that terrorized the Galar region 3,000 years ago.
Quick, dodge it!
Eternatus is the sole reason for the Dynamax and Gigantamax phenomena, and once it absorbs enough energy, it is able to enter its Eternamax form.
Eternatus has gotten a whole lot bigger than it was before!
Within this insanely powerful form, Eternatus is surrounded by a storm of Dynamax energy, which rips holes into space-time and grants it an infinite amount of energy, which in turn stops any opposing Pokemon from attacking.
Here it comes! Go! Ash, no!
Number 2. Ultra Necrozma. In its Duskmane and Dawnwings forms, Necrozma is an insanely powerful Pokemon, but that's nothing compared to its true form, Ultra Necrozma. In order to obtain this form, Necrozma must undergo a process known as an Ultra Burst after it gains enough light energy. Surrounded in a golden light, Ultra Necrozma's body temperature surpasses 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, meaning anything it touches will melt from extreme heat. Not only that, but it can shoot beams from all over its body, which can reach over 18 miles away and destroy everything within its path. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Arceus.
The time has come. Prepare for justice!
Commonly known as the Original One, legend has it that Arceus is responsible for creating the entire Pokemon universe. The trio master of the Lake Guardians, as well as the Creation Trio, Arceus wields truly awesome power, which has allowed it to serve as Earth's protector for several millennia. Although gentle to those who treat it with kindness, Arceus is also capable of incredible destruction if it feels deceived or betrayed. The only known Pokemon who was able to learn the devastating move Judgment, Arceus' vast power also allows it to stop the flow of time. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.